What's going on, everybody? It's fragged out, swagged out. And you already know why I'm here today. Talking about a fragrance from a fragrance house that I've known for a while, but never purchased anything from them. And finally decided to pull the trigger based on one of their latest releases. And I'm really impressed with the fragrance. The house is Gallagher Fragrance. And the fragrance is Rosé Noir. Rosé Noir, which is a fragrance based on one of their prior releases, Rosé All Daé, with added darker elements, and this makes this a very exciting fragrance, very nice fragrance from the opening to the dry down to the fact that it lasts so long. You look at that presentation. If you've bought Gallagher in the past, you know they've gone through several iterations of presentations. Clear bottle where you can see the jewels, plastic top, I believe, and they went with the black and different. Now they have this whole metal kind of plaque in the front, black bottle, kind of matte finish with this cap that kind of well, actually it's really unique. It's kind of different, and I don't know if I'm just connecting dots in my head because that's what I do, but I kind of felt like these are like, if you put four of them together, they kind of look like a four-leaf clover. I could be wrong. I didn't read that anywhere. It's just my imagination going crazy, but I believe it's supposed to be the clover deal because that's what they have right there. Again, I don't know. That's just my imagination, but anyway, let's get to this fragrance right here. So, Rosé Noir. Just first of all, if you love rose, but you're kind of tired of what fragrance houses are doing with rose, kind of simplifying it, which it is easy to get away with because rose is very classical perfume kind of note. But this right here, and I don't mind spraying this on the hand, even though it's kind of in the day for me. Yeah, this right here, it's really something amazing. It has that very dark rose, very juicy, jammy, almost kind of dark rose with leather. But it's like a really dark, very kind of waxy, shiny, kind of when you walk into a leather shop, that really pure, authentic leather that kind of permeates and you smell it in the room. It's like, this is brand new leather. They're really waxy leather. So it's like, when I smell it, and I've said this to other people already, I kind of get the image of a rose with leather petals. So you get that really authentic rose when it opens, and that mix of rose and leather and this really nice patchouli mixed with that leather that adds this other level of darkness to it, but also adds some sweet facets to it as well. So you have this leather, this dark feel with that patchouli, the leather mix with the rose, and some sweetness. And that's really the opening. It kind of tells the story where the fragrance is going. Now, the great thing about this is that it also has that crisp apple, that plum, some honey, some brown sugar. So what I get throughout this fragrance all day, and it lasts hours and hours and hours. You get this dark rose, which I really like because it's different to me anyway. I don't do rose too much, so it called my attention. It's a very sexy, mature rose that gives you wafts of fruity, sweet notes. You get that honey, you get that brown sugar mix with some of that plum and apple, but it's not a consistent fruity, sweet vibe. For the most part, you get that rose, that patchouli and oud, and leather mix. It gives it this dark, mysterious kind of vibe to it, with wafts of sweetness to come and go throughout the day. When I say throughout the day, I mean hours and hours and hours. I don't have a stop clock to tell me where the fragrance stop functioning on my skin, but what I know is that if you're used to rose fragrances and you wanted something darker, something more mysterious, something way sexier. This is not like your friendship rose. This is definitely a darker, like date night, take you to dinner all the way to the end of the night kind of fragrance. And I think it was on their Instagram page that they put on Gallagher's Instagram page, where they put this right here is like Rosé All Daé meets S&M, and it probably couldn't be more of an accurate description. It has that kind of erotic sexiness vibe to it, with those sweet facets, that classic rose thing. This right here, like out the park, such a banger. 50 ml is the one that I bought. I think they're all 50 mLs, and there's $115, which is such a great price when you consider the presentation, how long it lasts, the originality of the fragrance, just how it takes you through the day and gives you different looks every time you get a hit of that fragrance. It's just a really nice, and it smells expensive. For what it's worth, you're buying a niche fragrance, you're only paying $115. This smells like it can be $200 easy, based on other fragrances in the same kind of category that will charge you an arm and a leg for this kind of quality. The longevity alone, I think, is worth the price. But when you add the quality of the fragrance, how it develops on your skin, these different kind of facets you get throughout the day, that really rich leather, that really rich oud, that patchouli, that honey, that plum, that apple. It's such a big mix of all these fragrances, and sometimes all those mixes can go bad. But man, they made it work, and they give you these different vibes throughout the day. Like I tried it, I think 4 or 5 days already, and I'll have it on, and I'm getting that really almost masculine kind of leather patchouli oud mix there with that rose that kind of tones it down a little bit, and all of a sudden I'll get a hit of that honey and that plum, and I'm like, man, that sweetness comes out of nowhere, surprises you, kind of brightens there a little bit, and then you get back to that darkness again. It's just a really, really good combination of notes. It did something amazing with this fragrance. I believe more people will start talking about it once they experience it. I definitely recommend, if you're thinking about getting into the House of Gallagher, I'm sure some people will say try Amongst Ways. Some people say try Rosé All Daé, which I'm sure is a great one. I haven't tried that one yet. I want to. But this one right here, no disappointment at all. When you consider some of the higher price brands that I usually purchase, the quality I feel I got from this really blows a lot of the competition away easily. This is a long-lasting fragrance. It's a fragrance that if you like rose and you're into dark fragrances, you will not regret. Rosé Noir by Gallagher. That is pretty much in a nutshell my review. If you have any questions and you want to DM me, ask me. I'm always willing to interact and fill in any information gaps you may have about the fragrance. And that is all I have today with Rosé Noir by Gallagher Fragrance. Thank you very much for listening. If you haven't subscribed, please do. If you liked the video, prove it by liking it. And leave a comment if you've tried it. If you tried anything from Gallagher, if you recommend anything else from Gallagher. Right now, I only have 2 of their fragrances. I want to get a couple more because from what I've seen so far, the quality is on point, and I want to explore more from this house. So thank you once again for watching. Once again, this is Fragged Out, Swagged Out, and I'm out.